Hi, and welcome back to Currumbin Valley Canvas and Clay. We're with Alison again, and we're just finishing off this beautiful little planter pot that we cut out using a template, and we added some texture on using a doily by rolling it in. I'd like to finish off the planter pot just by adding a little bit more decoration onto the pot and by putting in the drainage holes in the bottom as well. So for that, I'm using some little cookie cutters just to cut out some flower shapes, which I'll pop down the front there for decoration, and then just a straw to pop in the holes. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to cut out a third little flower just using my cookie cutter from leftover clay that I had when I cut out the template before. And it's a little bit thicker, so I'm just going to thin it down a bit. Put this clay to the side. So I've got 3 little flowers that I've cut here. And what I'd like to do is to add a stamp into the middle of these flowers. So just using a little stamp, where are we? Flower that I got from the ceramic store. Now I've heard of people using the ends of wine bottle stoppers if they've got a nice end on there for that as well. And just push it in, stamp it in, making sure that if there's any cracks appearing on the edges, you can press those. So that's the design the little flower stamp has. Go ahead and do the others. Again, if there are any cracks appearing, just a little bit of water on your finger and compress that. And that will fix that up quite nicely. Alright, so I've got my little flowers made. To attach them, it's the same strategy that we use to attach the top of the pot onto the base. So slipping and scoring. For that, I'll just grab my little serrated tool again, and I'll slip on the back, or score on the back of the flower, and where I'd like to put it on the pot. So 1, 2, 3, 1 up the top, 1 in the middle, and 1 down the bottom. You can see 1, 2, 3. Just going to add a little bit of water with my brush. That's the slip component, and the same on the back of the flower. I'm just going to bend that up slightly as well, create some interest. And when I add that on, a little bit more water, I'll put one hand on the inside of the pot and gently slip that into place. A little bit of pressure until I can feel that it's gripped. I'm pushing from the inside as well, and that should be fine. Then once that's dried off, I'll get my brush and just go around the edge, but I can leave that join on there for a little while. This will help to get rid of the slip that's come out the side. Okay, let's do the second one. Scoring. A little bit of slip. And the same on the pot where you want to put it on. Of course, you can put these anywhere. And wriggle it into place until you can feel it gripping. A little bit of pressure. We can smooth that off later with a sponge as well if I've made any marks with my fingers. And again, the last one. Remember, you can use an old toothbrush for this, or a fork. A plastic fork is another good idea if you don't have a serrated rib. And the third one. Pop that one into place. There we go. It's cute as a button. beautiful. And again, later on, when it's dried a little bit more and they've taken, I will come around and get rid of the slip from behind the flowers. If I leave that slip on, the slip will dry at a faster rate than the rest of the clay body. And if that happens, it will form a crack where it's drying. So we don't want that. We'll just get rid of that slip. It's the best way and the safest way for it to start firming up and drying. The very last step for us is to put our drainage holes in. Now, I think I've shown you before on another video, but straws, this is a paper straw, are a fabulous way to add drainage holes. So you can see at the moment, it's just smooth from when we joined the side onto the base. So all I'm going to do is put my straw into the bottom. I usually like about 5 drainage holes in the bottom of my pots. So I push it down and I twist around, and then the clay actually stays inside the straw. Do the same. Push it around, twist, and it's removed the clay beautifully from where we put the straw down. And it looks so professional, and it's so easy. And you can see 5 beautiful little holes there for drainage. Right, well that's our pot, that's our planter, done, completed. I hope you've really enjoyed making this project with me, and definitely if you've made some of these, send your photos in. I'd love to see them. People can be so creative with the different ways they actually decorate their pots, and I love to actually get your ideas and share my ideas as well. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for joining me for this project. I look forward to talking to you soon. Maybe next time we might start making some mugs just from slabs. So easy and fun. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye for now.